Welcome back to the second season of Corey Reed Reads. Now, I've been read Miss Nelson is Missing and Big Pumpkin already. And now it's time to read the third and final book of the day is When Africa Was Home. This is a story about a little boy who came out of town to go to Africa to see his paper, plate pal. And he likes to go Africa. And he will explore the world. And this book is really is all about. Let's get started with the reading. Are you ready? Then let's go. When Africa Was Home by Karen Lynn Williams. Illustrated on pictures by Floyd Cooper. When Peter was small, he rode on his nanny's back, tied snugly in a bright cloth. The rocking of her strong body soothed him. Peter called his nanny Mai. The word which means mother in the Chichewa language. When Africa was home, Peter had two mothers, Echinwene, Yanka, and the other children called him little brother. When Peter grew older, he and his friends slid down anthills and simmered up pawpaw trees. They chased cows from the maize fields and made toys from the smooth white stalks. They made dolls and wet earth from the riverbed. Such a child with golden hair should not play in the sun, Peter Mai warned. Wear a hat, his mother said. When Africa was home, Peter played with the time from the time the sun was still cool until his shadow danced in the moonlight, and he never wore a hat. The son of your father must wear shoes, his Mai scolded. You'll hurt your feet, his mother agreed. But when Africa was home, Peter knew better. He ran races with his friends. His feet were hard and never felt the pebbles. The warm earth felt good. How could he climb a mango tree with shoes on? A mango tree in America, everyone wears shoes, Peter's mother explained. Not me, said Peter. You must get used to wearing shoes, his mother said. Soon you will be in America. We'll all be going home when Daddy's work here is done. That's not my home, Peter thought. In the African sun, Peter's legs grew long and his skin tan. You've grown so dark, his father said one day. Peter held his arm next to Yankan's and he knew he wasn't that dark. They stuck their tongues out of each other and laughed. That's the way was at when Africa was home. In Africa, Peter ran with the goats and chased the chickens. He screeched back at the monkeys and frightened a whole yard of antelope with one clap of his hands. Maybe we'll get a kitten in America, Peter's father told him the day they began to pack. I don't want a kitten, Peter said. I don't want to go to America. At dinner that night, Peter said, I'm not hungry, and ran to the home of his Mahi. Seated on the ground, Peter and Yanka shared a meal from the same bowl as they often did. Peter rolled the warm corn paste in his hand to make a ball. Then he dipped it into the sauce. Sometimes it was fish sauce, and he ate the eyes and all. Even fish eyes taste good when Africa was home. In Americas, it's polite to eat with a fork and a spoon. Peter's mother told him later. I won't, Peter said crossly. I am not going. My work here is finished, his father explained. Someday, perhaps we'll come back if I find another job in Africa. But soon we must go home to America. This is my home here, Peter stamped his foot. His father frowned. There could be happy voices outside. Your friends are calling you. His mother said, go play a while before bed. From his bed that night, Peter looked at the big African sky. The stars were so bright, it seemed he could almost reach out and touch them. He could hear the hippos move and the hyenas groan and the drums sing in the distance. With the mosquito net tucked all around him, Peter felt comfortable and safe. How would he sleep without one in America? In the morning, Mai asked, as she always did, how have you slept? And Peter asked Yinka, how have you slept? I have slept well, she and Mai answered. And they did every day. I have slept well, Peter said too. That afternoon, it was hot. Mai gave Peter and Yaka a coin at the corner by the big road. They bought a stick of sugarcane in the purple shade of the jacaranda. They chewed the stiff, stingy pieces of cane, and sweet juice ran down their chins. When Africa was home, even the sticks taste delicious. In America, Mother promised, we'll eat popsicles that are as cold as ice. Peter did not know what ice was. When Africa was home, he and his Mai chatted in a language that was fast and musical. The words sounded like their ideas. How will I know all the words I need in America? Peter wondered. To his Mai, he said, it is far to America. Indeed, she agreed. When the time came to say goodbye, Mai said to him, go well, little son. Go well, Yaki echoed. Stay well, Peter told him both sadly. His parents' white car bumped over the dusty dirt road. Peter whispered, not to the passing cornfields and the dark brown earth. I will come back. Peter and his family drove through 57 dips and around, and up the mountain, up and out of the steamy village. They drove into the cool air, into a city that was big and noisy. They boarded an airplane that was bigger than a house. There were hundreds of seats and tiny windows and buttons and dials and switches. The airplane through the day and the night. And then Peter was in America. People talk funny, he thought. No one stopped to say hello and ask how he had slept. When winter came in America and icy cold snow fell on the ground, Peter missed the warm rains of Africa. In his new snowsuit and heavy boots, he felt like a statue. His mother made him a bright red ski cap. The yellow and blue designs reminded Peter of home in Africa. He wore the hat all the time, even indoors, and waited for the time when Africa would be his home again. Is it time to go back yet? Peter asked each day. Not yet, his father always answered. In America, Peter watched a box with people inside who talked. His mother used a long snake to clean the floor. It ate his toys. I want to go home, Peter said. In America, Peter ate pizza with his fingers, but he never sat on the floor when he ate. Peter missed Mai's warm corn paste. The big city lights made nighttime a dull gray, and the stars seemed far away. In America, people missed Yinka and Mai. Peter, his father and mother all missed Africa. Peter waited. One day, his father said, I found another job. Now it's time. We can go back. Back to Africa? His mother said. Home, said Peter, and he happily took off his heavy snowsuit and clumsy boots, but he kept on his bright red ski cap. On the airplane, Peter traveled back through the night and the day, but still he was not home. In the car, he went down and around the mountain and through the 57 dips toward the village. Going home takes a long time, Peter said. His father laughed. It's not far now. And when their car came down the valley, Yanka ran with the other children to greet it. Peter, Peter is coming. Peter, Peter, the children shouted, running alongside the car. Yanka brought him a mango. Mahi brought a chicken. You are fat there, they said. For in Africa, it is polite to say so. Peter pulled off his shoes and wiggled his toes in the dusty dirt. Your feet are soft, his friends teased. Peter took off his bright red, yellow, and blue ski cap and gave it to Yanka. Everyone tried it on. Sukumo, Yaki said. Thank you. You have come, she said, smiling. Guatu, Peter said. Home, and Peter in his bare feet, and Yanka in her red ski cap raced to the top of an anthill. The end. That was fun. And this book means a lot to me. And I cannot wait to recap all 3 books for today. And I cannot wait. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.